Hey, I'm Ted Santos, your host of Straight Talk, the talk show that is made for men by men, and ladies never want to miss it. And I always come to you to discuss life, love, relationships, social challenges, and I always do it from a man's perspective. Well, today I want to do something a little different. Someone sent me a video by a woman. Her name is Crystal Swirlz, and Crystal Swirlz swears that black women should stop dating black men and only date and marry men of other ethnic groups, races, white, Middle Eastern, Asian, Hispanic. And she made a video called "Nakers Ain't Marriage Materials." So the guy who sent it to me, uh, shout out to you, Kendrick. Thanks for that. Very interesting. I've heard of her, never saw her work. A little rough getting through it, listening to her sort of ramble on. And at the same time, you know what? I'm going to go down the things that she said because, like the title, like what I titled here is, she finally tells the truth about black women. She's being honest. So she finally proves that black men have always been right. And she did say some things that were accurate. So to be fair, she said some things like white men can turn down pussy, black men can't. She said that's why if you're married to a black guy, there's a good chance he's going to cheat. He won't turn it down when some woman offers it, even if he's married. I won't say that's valid, but what I'll say is black men put way too much emphasis on pussy and impressing women to get sex, and there are a whole bunch of men that are not. They ain't getting none, and they're still spending money with the hopes that they can, and they set up their whole life and go to school and buy a car and house just so they can impress a woman. And with that, she said that black men are not building communities. I mean, those are facts that you can't deny, right? Black men put emphasis on pussy instead of building a community, and white men are building stuff, civilizations, communities. And black men use their money to impress women. So that's a problem. So I'll give her that. And once black women understand black men will spend all their money, black women just use black men, whether it's dating or marriage, and they don't, even though they get money, they extract money from black men. They don't do anything with it. They're not going to build a community or a civilization. So black men need to be honest about that, because for some reason they haven't figured that out. So she did say something else, and I just recently made a video about it. And when black men use the language of black women, she ridicules them for that. So I talked about how black men use words that black women use, like get the bag and caught up in feelings, feel certain type of way. All these things that black women have created. When black men repeat these words, black women are, and she said it in a video, even when you say, oh, you acting like you some kind of bitch or something, she really came down on a guy and said, you sound like a woman. So as much as it might seem like it's cool and it's hip, black women look at those are things that women say, and they definitely are not giving up too much respect when they see black men following or allowing black women to lead them for anything, whether it's a mindset, slang, whatever it is. So, need to watch that, brothers. Now, with all that said, I'm glad I saw it, because one of the things that you can see is you watch how much venom that she spits out of her mouth, right? And that's basically who she is. Any person who presents what she presents is basically projecting who she is and what her environment taught her. And it's funny. I saw how she, when her daddy issues came up, apparently her father's name is Ernest, and a guy in her live chat, well, that was his name, and her face showed how much she hates her father. And I assume her mother poisoned her mind about men, black men in particular. And throughout the entire video, she talks about one kind of man, and it seems those are the only kinds of men she's been exposed to. Why? Maybe that's what her father was like. But the reality is, those are the only kind of men she's qualified for. So those are the men raised by single mothers. We know who they are. And for the record, she said someone asked her to do a video, a witching hour. And she talked about pulling a broom out of her closet. First, since she weighs about 320 pounds, and that's the weight of an offensive lineman in the NFL, there's no way she can even get in the damn closet. Second, there's no broom if she's doing a witching hour. There's no broom that flies baby elephants on it. So, fat girl. Being obese only attracts certain types of men, and it seems she and other black women are delusional about that. They believe they can be fat, and any man is going to want them just because they have a pussy. There's a reason she has a view of that she has of men. Hell, she's obese. She's not fat, not chubby. She's not even a pump and dump woman. She's the sneak through the back door at 3 a.m. and then tell her to get the fuck out before the sun comes out. On top of that, she's proving that she has no idea what feminine is. So, feminine is not the fat girl. And she believes putting on makeup and a wig or a weave means, like, that makes you feminine. Hell, a drag queen can do that. And they're not feminine. And for the record, she really does look like a drag queen. A fat one. The fact that she and other black women do not know what it means to be feminine is a huge problem. And speaking of huge, did I mention how fat she was? Fat women have absolutely no right to speak about quality men in the dating pool. Why? Because they're never going to meet them. She needs to basically stay in her lane, which is she needs to date fat dudes, guys like her. So, in her video, she's telling on black women in so many different ways, it's actually hilarious. So, I want to get into that. In her words, black men said, don't wear weaves and wigs. That's what she was told by black men. These men said they'd rather see her natural. Her response? No. The weave and wig, makeup, these are all things that make me feminine. Hell, those are external things. Femininity is the essence of a woman. It has nothing to do with what you wear. Either you're feminine or you're not. So she's also admitting that black women, they don't even listen to what black men say. Black men say, I prefer you natural. They ignore it and do whatever the hell they want. These are her words, not mine. She justifies ignoring what black men say they want. And then has to be right about it. So basically what she's telling us is about the mindset of black women. And that's how black women conduct themselves in everything. They even have a reputation like that in the workplace. So, black man says, I want X. Black woman says, oh, he doesn't know what he wants or even what he's talking about. I'll do what I want. And when the black man walks or cheats, they call him a dog or a lousy man, dusty nigga. What do you expect when someone's telling you this is what I want and you ignore it? What do you think is going to happen? Basically, this video proved that women have a mindset that says they're smarter than black men. So everything a black man says he wants or he is ignored. Even if the black man says, hey, this is what's happening economically, socially, that nigga don't know what he's talking about. Just ignore it. But you know, it's funny, when black women are side chicks, they actually listen and respond. And if they ever get elevated from side chick to the main chick, for some reason they stop listening. That's insane. Someone explain that to me. Some woman come on here and explain why you go from listening as a side chick and then all of a sudden you don't. So one thing she proved in talking about this stuff is that black women are uncooperative. Second, she proved that black women believe that being obese is okay. Third, she proved black women have no concept of femininity. They think it has to do with weaves and makeup. It doesn't. So, and even worse, she gets upset when black men say go natural. In response, she says black men are stupid. Then she said, you won't catch me dead without my wig on. So how intelligent is that? You need a wig to be a woman? Come on. First lose 100 pounds. 200 pounds, hell. So all women need to date in their range. If you need a wig to look good, if you need a bunch of makeup to look good, if you need to lose 100 pounds to look good, don't be looking at guys who you think are of quality and look great. So if you're a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, you need to be dating dudes who are 4s. The problem is a lot of women who are 4s can put on enough makeup and weaves and all that stuff and look like a 6, and then they'll get some dude who's an 8 will have sex with them, and now she thinks she deserves to be with dudes who are 8. No, he banged you. That's it. That's all he wanted from you. So all these things she's saying about not listening to, she's proving that black women don't listen. She's proving that black women know nothing about femininity. She's proving that black women think being obese is okay and she should be accepted. And love me for who I am. Black men have been saying this stuff for decades, and women denied it. And here's this woman proving outright that this mindset exists. It gets worse though. But thanks to social media, now they're admitting it in public, and they don't even know it. Thank you, females. She talks about men who have nothing. She talks about how easy it is to date bottom barrel men. That's actually the mindset that pulled down the black community in the first place. When women get pregnant by low-level men, I don't care about the race. The community fails. The entire community. And as you see, that mindset has been around for a while. And basically, black women haven't even learned that it doesn't work. This is acceptable for them. They justify it. See, like all this stuff she's proving is how they will justify bad behavior and continue doing it. In fact, she talked about dating bottom-of-the-barrel white men. She said one day they could wake up and decide to be something. She said she calls them bottom barrel Brad. He could put on a suit, go to the bank, get a loan, start a major business, and all of a sudden he's a changed man. I don't think she even understands what's happening in the United States, right? So even in a white community, poverty is growing. There's a guy named Charles Murray. He wrote a book called Coming Apart, and he talks about how the working class of white America is sinking deeper into poverty, and there's this divide that's coming between this upper class, even middle class, and the lower class of the white community. So here she is telling you that black women choose lower level black men, get pregnant by them, have children, raise them, and then still date them. And now her solution is to go out and date low level white men, poor white men, and still have children. Why? Because her delusional mind thinks that, well, he'll go to the bank, he'll get a loan, he'll put on a suit, and we'll be just fine. That's how the hell things happened in the first place. And it seems like black women are oblivious to that kind of mindset. I mean, they don't really even understand that even white men are getting displaced in the workforce because, one, technology is displacing them. People coming in from other countries and working for lower wages, outsourcing. And then the other one that's displacing white men is having more women in the workforce. You have the majority of women in the workforce. That means you're displacing men in the workforce, which means they're going to be poor. They're going to be unemployed. And black women are still talking about dating those guys. As though his skin color is going to make a difference. It's socioeconomics. It's like she's oblivious. Like, she and many black women, I mean, she's proving that they are oblivious to how this behavior affects the entire community and they're oblivious to even what's happening around them. Ultimately, that makes them dangerous to themselves and society. And when you listen to her, she's telling you how dangerous women are for the community. Black women are actually raising the very men she's talking about. Those are the same black women who said, I don't need a man, niggas ain't shit. They could be the mother and the father. They said they'll teach boys how to be men. And now that you see the facts, they failed. And the crazy part is they're in denial about it. These men she's talking about learned it all they learned everything that they're doing from women. And the funny part is, the only men her fat ass can attract are the very men she's complaining about. So, not once does she talk about what women offer. They're basically hoping that bottom shelf men will date them, straighten up, get loans, start a business, provide for them. And this is the same exact mindset that got the black community to where it is now. So basically, they're saying they haven't even learned a lesson yet. They can't see the very consistent pattern is something that they're addicted to this behavior, to this mindset. And they keep doing the same thing and can't stop. That's an addict. They expect something different. And when they hear facts, she talked about Kevin Samuels, just invalidated them. Black men are not middle class. Most black men have babies, and the facts are most black men don't. They don't want to accept the facts. They experience what we call cognitive dissonance. They basically have something to protect, and they're trying to hide the fact that they make a ton of poor decisions. A consistent track record of poor decisions, that says more about your intelligence. I mean, how many times do you have to make poor decisions before you realize it's not working? How intelligent is that? When you see black women with college degrees and a great job following the same path of having children with low-level men, you see college is no guarantee for intelligence. So, it's like black women believe they're the Statue of Liberty, right? The Statue of Liberty says, give me your poor, give me your tired. This is how history repeats in the black community. They're going to save men, change them, make them different. I did this whole show about how the black community quits. And here it is in black women's words. Black women quit once they choose bottom of the barrel. They quit on the entire community. They quit on elevating the community by choosing bottom of the barrel men. And even when they see that doesn't work, they're going to go swirl with other guys and choose bottom of the barrel with the hopes that that's going to change things. How insane is that? They went from wanting thug love to bottom barrel Brad, right? How many times do you have to repeat history before you learn? What does it say about a person or a group of people who never learn? Decades. If you keep doing the same thing for generations and you keep getting poor results, what does that say about you? And basically, really, this is not my opinion. This is an observation I'm conducting an inquiry. Why would black women be proud? Why would they be proud of this and brag about it on social media? And that's basically what she's doing. She's bragging about the history, the historical past and current day poor decisions black women have made in choosing to mate with, to make children with. So when I listened to this, it made me wonder about some things. Have black women around the world been pimping the community? So think about all the black women who date guys who molested children. Except dude is paying the bills. So they say nothing. And even though other black women know this happens, they collectively say nothing. There are a whole bunch of black women out there who have been molested or raped by mom's new boyfriend, some strange dude she brought to the house. And they know it happens. They know it happens to their sisters or even sometimes brothers, and they say nothing. They go ahead and repeat the same pattern. Another crazy thing is, and this was shocking to me, to hear black women say they have a fantasy about being raped. So are some of these black women who have a fantasy about being raped living vicariously through their children by bringing men home who rape and molest their children, and they say nothing? And when the daughters bring it up, they want to pretend like it didn't happen. They're pimping their kids to pay bills, or they want to see their daughters get raped because that's a fantasy they want to see happen to them. Or is it that black women are saying they have no standards at all when it comes to choosing between the well-being of themselves or their children and the shiny object that someone puts in front of them? She'll choose the shiny object every time. Maybe this is how slavery happened. She pimped out the whole damn community, a village. Thousands of times. Pimped them out because the settlers, the colonists, the Europeans had some shiny object. She pimped their men out. Go help them. Go get on the boat. Help them out. Collectively pimped out her own people. And then complained. So this video made me think about several things. It's going to sound crazy at first, but say you heard it first here. Secretly want to get raped. They'll pimp their children out just for the shiny object. They'll pimp out the community for shiny objects. Or is this just the way all women are? And as a result, you look at the guys in the Middle East and Asia, even Latinos, they put their foots on their neck because they came to the realization that this is the way women are. Black men want to be liberals and understanding and give black women a pass. Yet, right here, Crystal is telling you basically how black women will make poor decisions over and over again for generations and take no responsibility for it. So that's like pimping out your children and not taking responsibility. She's obese. That's a poor decision. Black women raise boys to be the kind of men that she basically dates. And when she sees she can't keep those men, She doesn't understand why. She goes for bottom barrel Brad with the hope that he'll be a good provider someday, one day, maybe in the future. All of this shows it's a pattern of poor decision making. So when does it stop? The only thing she says black women offer is a weave, a wig, makeup, and some tits. That's the only thing she actually said that black women could offer to get a black man, and that's enough for a black man to cheat on his own wife. Aside from that, she offered nothing else. Nothing. Nothing. She asked how black women can level up. What did she say? Well, we can level up if we find out where white women are going to get their fake tits and ass and implants and all the other things. That makes her, basically that mindset is dangerous and it's a liability. Black women, they pimp out children in the community. They have a fantasy about being raped and use men for sex. That's right. Men have been tricked. Women have been using us for sex and pretending that it's us using them. That's a hell of a Jedi mind trick, isn't it? It's the ultimate Jedi mind trick. So fellas, wake up. Face the fact that you and your children will be pimped out. If you observe, she'll even give all of her money and your money to other communities to make sure they have the power to be dominant. Keep believing in equality, man. Just keep believing in that. And you know what? All this stuff about women dressing up and looking feminine for men, this is a damn lie. They do that for other women. All they want to do is one-up other women. It's not for you, because if it was for you, they'd be doing that at home. Every single day they'd be dressing sexy, except they don't. If you're married or live with a woman, you see how they actually get comfortable and look pretty trashy at home. But they damn sure won't go out in public like that because they're too worried about competing with other women and one-upping them. So Crystal Swirlz, thanks for, and she actually looked really trashy in her video. Maybe she thought that was looking good. Guys, you guys are going to have to really face up to some facts. And you listen to women like Crystal Swirlz, and you listen to the venom that comes out of her mouth, their mouth, and they're telling you where they really stand. They'll pimp your ass out along with their children and pretend they didn't. Won't even want to talk about it. And then say, oh, black men are molesters. They have you paying their bills and basically giving you access to their children and don't give a damn. And when the real father has a problem with that, they'll defend their actions. So guys, you're going to have to step up. Stop pretending these women are your friends. Be honest about them. If you need to put your foot on their neck to shut this down, you're going to have to do it. Other men in other communities have been smart enough to do that successfully and keep their foots on their neck, at least for their women, and they don't have these problems. If you like my video, share it, like it. All men need to hear about it. If you're not in my Patreon, check me out there. So like it, subscribe, hit that bell to make sure you get all notifications from me. Check me out on Patreon. I've got a lot of things there that I never put on YouTube. I just want to say thanks to everyone who has been supporting me. And I'll see you guys with another video. Take care. Bye.